the policy that we have, which is we're trying to eliminate the conflict, eliminate the source of the conflict, so that we can actually bring some peace and some humanitarian assistance into people. And that's my basic view. And the president's interesting. He's a pro-Israel guy.
Yeah.
And he also recognizes that to bring any conflict to a close, you've got to talk to everybody. Yeah. And so, we've been attacked. I've been attacked. The president's been attacked for being too interested in diplomacy. And you ask, what can I do? I think that what people should demand is that if our tax dollars are going to something, we should be actively trying to fix it. Okay, that's kind of the way that I think about it. And what happened with the Biden administration, man, it's crazy. They were spending so much money all over the world, they weren't engaged in diplomacy at all. So we sent $300 billion to Ukraine, for example, and you never had the president of the United States actually trying to force a diplomatic settlement. You talk about bodies all over the ground. Dude, the Russia-Ukraine thing is the most vicious. We see satellite images, we see classified images, man. Yeah, it is vicious. And again, it's I will hear people who will say, well, they're again mostly on our side will say, oh, these the Russians got killed. That's a good thing. Look, I'm not defending the invasion. I'm not defending starting a war. But when human beings are getting blown to bits, your heart should feel sad about that, and you should try to do something to fix it. And that's what we're trying to do. And we get crap for it. But again, that's like the part that makes me feel the best about my job is whether it's in Israel or Russia, Ukraine, we're actually trying to bring this stuff to some settlement and to some close. And if we do, we're going to save a lot of lives. And if we don't, it was worth the try.
Yeah. I just have one more question. And I want to say, I recognize that it's you can't expect people to do stuff immediately. You can't expect things to happen overnight.
Sure.
And that you get into a place and there's a lot of people that are already there and you have to figure out, how do I make my way in this? How do I figure out to get some of the things I want, and I have to give up some of the things that I also want? Right. And so I just want to let you know that I recognize that, and I think I learn to recognize that more. I think the older that I get and learn a little bit more about politics, it's not just this guy got the job, everything's going to be done immediately.
Yeah.
I do want to ask really quick. This is important because there's a lot, President Trump talked about this. He signed this executive order to make price transparency for healthcare, right? And for hospital bills and medical billing. Yeah. And we talked about it last time you were on. You said your wife was giving birth and you didn't even know how much it was costing. What does this cost? And what if we get the amnesia? Or your wife's I don't want any amnesia or whatever. And you're you should take it. And you're how much is it? But it's nobody knows, And then they're putting $30,000 of amnesia in your wife. And you're well, shit. And so it's but what I'm saying is everybody at this point but it's a $100 trillion, multi-$100 trillion industry that's going to change. Will we actually see it take place? Biden administration tried to get price transparency. They were too caught up. They couldn't get it done. Trump signed the executive order. Do you think we will actually see this happen?
So I do. I think it's going to take a little time, but we took the first big step when the president signed that executive order. And you asked this question about donors, right? So the pharmaceutical industry gives a ton of money to Republicans and Democrats. And I'll tell you, they were not happy when the president did that. And the president's attitude is, look, it's the right thing for the American people. So I think, again, it's an example of when you've got to tune out the financial pressures of politics and just do what's right.
Well, people are afraid to get, people are getting afraid to get sick, not because
dude, let me
sorry, am I being loud to you? I'm sorry, Jimmy.
No, you're fine. Okay. Here's something. No, I mean, your normal volume, I would say.
Okay, sorry, I felt a little ambient. It's not towards you. I'm thankful that you're spending time with me.
No, you're good, man. Okay. So I'll tell you a crazy story. A buddy of mine was visiting recently, a friend from back home, and his wife told me this story that his kid, they thought he was special needs, maybe he had sort of a neurological disorder, because he was sort of emotional, or not emotionally, educationally behind his peers. Turns out he was just deaf. He needed a cochlear implant. And it took this my buddy's wife just fighting with the insurance companies for forever to get this kid the medicine that he needed, the treatment that he needed. And now the kid, he's happy, he's healthy. It's a beautiful child, smart child. That's amazing, right? That's what we want medical science to do, is to take a serious problem and make it better. Well, why do we have a medical system in this country or too many people can't get the treatment that they need? And it's a complicated answer to that question, but